Peace, everybody. Happy full moon. Happy fall equinox. I am really feeling this full moon right now, so I'm just very chill and relaxed. Um, so I'm gonna do my normal astrology readings for you guys today. But I asked source energy for a message for both the full moon and the fall equinox, because we are halfway through between summer solstice and winter solstice, and that is always a reminder to stay balanced. It's a day where daylight and nighttime are equal. It's that halfway point between summer and winter. And so it's just a nice reminder from nature to always stay in balance. And also, it is a good time for harvesting and for reaping. And if you are in the middle of a manifestation journey, then the fall equinox is the perfect time to really channel that harvest energy, so that you can reap what you've sown up to this point. So you definitely want to keep your eye out for some major changes that come to you out of the blue, based on what you've been setting your intentions on and what you've been intending to manifest. Okay, this is your full moon fall equinox reading for if your sun is in Pisces, your moon is in Pisces, or you are Pisces Ascendant. So the card that I pulled for you guys says teaching. So I feel like this could be two things. Well, actually, it could be seen as two things, but it's actually one thing. So this card is definitely saying that you are going to be learning probably in a formal way, like a class or a course or a coaching coaching sessions from someone. You are definitely going to be receiving some new information in a formal setting, training for a new job or something like that. But as many of us know, a lot of times when you're learning things, you're also simultaneously teaching those same things. So, for example, if I'm taking a cooking class and I learn how to make fettuccine alfredo, then when I go home and say I have kids, then I'm simultaneously teaching them how to also make fettuccine alfredo, if that makes sense. But I definitely feel like this is going to be you're going to be learning something that is going to have an impact on your life for the long term. Because as you can see, there's this big wise tree in the middle, and there's all of the roots and everything at the bottom, and then there's all of these I want to say they're definitely ancient symbols that have been found all over the world, in those spirals. And spirals usually represent like infinity, or like the circle of life, or the Fibonacci sequence, which are all like foundational things. So it's definitely going to be something that's going to strengthen your foundation. Something that's going to be like ancient and old and why, and it might not even appear that way at first, but ultimately it's definitely going to give you a skill that is going to benefit the rest of your life. And like I said, like once you've mastered this, then you will also be in a position to share what you've learned with those around you, those that are closest to you, or maybe even a random stranger that you meet on a bus. I mean, being a teacher, there's so many opportunities to share your wisdom with people. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And like I said, definitely maybe you are like learning how to drive a forklift, and then the guy that's teaching you how to drive the forklift is just a really wise person that gives you some information that helps you figure out something you have going on in your personal life. Like it could be something like that. So yeah, definitely keep your eye out for it. Definitely be open to it. Even if you're not a person that really likes school or things like that, it's not going to be the same experience that you had, you know, as a kid. And like I said, it's gonna better your life, whatever this new thing is. Like for me, I'll give you another example. I just did like a software engineering boot camp, and while I did learn how to be a full stack developer, there were so many other things about myself that I learned. Like at a certain, for example, I learned that even though like I was always like really quiet, never really said too much, when I did get called on, I usually knew the answer and was like really like, they told me I was one of the strongest in the class. And I learned that other students ended up like looking up to me kind of, even though like I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like outgoing at all, but for whatever reason, they respected like and appreciated my help. Or there was even a point where, because like the boot camp structure is like really, I'm not a fan of it personally, but it's like really intense. And I definitely think it works better if you are not working while you're doing it. But it's still intense. It's still like almost like if you're not sleeping, you're coding. You know what I'm saying? They said it was for 16 weeks, and it ended up being for an additional month. Because anyway. So there was one point where I was just like, this is too much. This is too much. You know, I had a full-time job and I was doing that, and it was just too much. And so I was like, you know, I know myself. I know my limits. I know my body. Like, I cannot sustain this for another 2-3 months. And so I'm out. And that was the first time that I really like chose myself over something I thought was going to be a good opportunity. And it, like I said, it was a good opportunity. I ended up, it was like, no, you're really good. Just stick with it. You know, whatever. If you need to not turn in this assignment because of your job, like it's fine, whatever, whatever. But it was the first time that I like put my foot down with like, they weren't my employer, but it was like something that, you know, could lead to employment. And I was just like, this is too much for me. For me, I'm standing up for myself. I'm taking care of myself. I'm loving myself by saying like, this is too much for me. Just the schedule. It wasn't even like the coursework. But anyway, I'm rambling. My point is that that's what I feel like is going to happen for you. Like you might be enrolled in learning one thing, but there are so many other life lessons that are going to come out of that. And like I said, don't be caught up in like the school aspect of it. Look more for, or be more open to those other life lesson opportunities that are going to present themselves for you. So I wish you the best of luck and let me know how it goes. Have a great day.